It was fun though.
Indeed, indeed, it was very fun.
Not a problem.
Okay.
Alternative.
There we go. Turned off my heater. It's getting hot in here.
True. Yeah.
Let me get in there.
Heated, especially in these games.
Indeed, it really is. Alright, looks like, man, GG is going on that hard ADC bans again. They really don't want him to do anything. I don't get why they're so scared of the ADC role. But, he's gonna knock out the Rammus. Alright, looks like they might be just hitting comfort picks here. Which is fair. They might be expecting SM to change it up here and try to take a different approach. I think they're gonna lock that Xayah first. Udyr is gonna get picked. Udyr is a very, very strong character in today's day and age. So that's
Oh, certainly.
definitely gonna be a scary pick for SM here.
We got that Orianna again in the mid lane from Team GG.
Indeed. Like it was doing them a world of wonders. We'll just have to see how Team SM really just chooses against that Udyr. I feel like against an Udyr, you really have to pick around that. The
Certainly. We're going to see the Morgana from Team SM.
The
here
mid
again.
more going to be picked again, which is understandable. He is in fact a one trick. That is his preferred champion. It does limit their team a little bit because they do have to play around that. Looks like the top lane is gonna pick out that Cho.
Be interesting to see if you can get any tasty stacks this next game.
Could in fact be interesting. I think if they manage to get any sort of objective control, then it'll be really big. So that gives Team SM just a bigger smite opportunity. I think that's
Certainly.
I think objectives were a big issue for SM in that last game because GG just had all that control and SM just had no way of just getting in. And the engages were a tad iffy as well, but that's just due to circumstances, I'd like to think.
Definitely. Looks like we also got the Alistar from Team GG.
Knock out
And then
the
also
Nocturne
they
here.
banned the Nocturne.
Makes sense. Nocturne is very oppressive. I can see that
see
ban
you
was getting a lot. Knock out the Kale from the GG, and that is going to alleviate a huge burden on them, as they won't have to worry about the late game, and they can really focus on that macro play.
Certainly.
Once they lose that worry about the late game, like oh they've got a Kale, we gotta win before this Kale wins, then it becomes more on situational awareness, objective control.
The weak fear the shadows.
Fear controls
Looks
them.
like last ban for
Knockout
Team GG.
Kane. An interesting ban, considering
I'd
Outer
shoot my head
Beast
down
does
if
not
I
play
were you.
Kane. Although I would
Another
not.
interesting ban we didn't see last time. Team SM bans the Quinn.
Hey, Team SM seems like they're really going hard on this top lane this time. It's like they've learned from the first game. They've noticed that Straza is in fact going to stay top. The Ashe is going to get picked out in the bot lane, which is Ashe into the Xayah it's a tad difficult. Although the win condition here is that the GG, they have to have both ults up here. Their ults are very oppressive. You know, Alistar goes in EW, then Ashe just ults in on that, and that just is CC for about 3 days. You know, that's what I like to call the comatose combo. You know, it puts you to sleep. You just don't wake up. Ooh. Beans is hovering that Skarner. He does lock it. So he's going to grab that Skarner, which is very interesting. I think might be kind of big. If he can grab a Squishy or maybe even the Udyr, I think that might be kind of big.
Yeah, this is an interesting team comp from Team GG.
Indeed.
Because they have no obvious top laner.
It does.
Unless they're planning to play Lux top lane, or Lux or Udyr are top.
It looks like they might be switching here. I think they might be kicking Straza out of the top lane or giving him the Udyr top, which. Oh, nope, he's going the Lux
Nope,
top.
it looks like the Lux top versus the Cho'Gath.
This is gonna be interesting. I like to
It's
think
definitely shaping up to be a very exciting game with some interesting picks from Team GG.
this is absolutely gonna be a thrilling game. I can already tell. Ash Arrow plus Lux ult. It's all gonna be it's very worldwide too. Swain has
Yes.
worldwide control as well, with just his vision. This is gonna be a very global match. I like to say. And we'll see you hopping into this game here real soon. And here we go, hopping into game 2. GG's got that early lead. Game 1 went over to GG here. We'll have to see how SM goes against them this time. Looks like GG might be trying another invade tactic here. But like always, they are gonna get spotted. And just
That ward is
SM's just
gonna
gonna back
stop.
out. That ward has been absolutely just working wonders for SM.
Saved him last game too.
As every time GG has tried to invade, it's always been there, ready to see them. We will just have to see. Looks like. Oh, I
And
hate
we'll
to
see
say-
how Team SM responds to the dragon control that Team GG forced last game.
Indeed, they really held that dragon pit just exceptionally well the whole game. It
They
looks
did
like
not
they do
let
intend to
SM have
keep.
a chance.
Indeed, I think that was the biggest problem that SM had in that game, was just that they didn't have any sort of vision. Nocturne is that comp was very pick heavy, so they really needed to just get that early lead, get a lot of picks, and they simply couldn't. There was no vision.
They did get a
couldn't see
few,
it.
but definitely not as many as they needed.
Absolutely, they needed a lot more. They needed to just secure the early game. They just kind of had
Looks
they had a light grasp on it.
Definitely. Looks like both junglers are starting out with the red buffs.
Seems like they're going for both junglers are going for the just multi-camp clearing, which I personally like the single camp clearing. You go red buff to blue to Grom, then you're able to. Looks like they get solid damage on the Ashe down the
Swain
bottom.
gets a very nice pull on the Ashe. They put her down to half health.
Indeed.
It looks like in that top lane, Cho'Gath is being pushed out a lot by that Lux in their range.
Absolutely. It's a very difficult match for like Alistar's gonna get grabbed. Big Rue coming down from the Xayah. And that's gonna be a huge amount of damage on the Ashe and Alistar. That's gonna force them to use their pots. And it's just this Swain is really oppressive on them. They know that if they don't get this early, then they're gonna struggle really hard in the late. GG just has a really good macro. Commentary.
Wow, who's winning?
Hello.
What's good?
What's that?
Welcome to the
What's up?
caster's booth. Would you like to watch the game?
Oh yeah, I assume this was like the spectator's voice channel, so I
Yeah,
didn't
no,
wanna.
There you go.
we're doing our best at
Yeah,
casting.
we're doing our best at casting. If you'd like to watch and
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
Join us in casting if you
join
want
us
to
in
as well.
casting. So the teams here, we've got Team Sufficient Monkeys with Enrico Fenrir, Powdery Beans, Benja 1233, Damp Tape, and Calvin the Condor here on the left. Then we've got Team Grubhub Gaming with Straza, Katsuna, Scott Frost, Ned Bigby, and the Donut. Now, Game 1 has already happened, as GG did secure a win in Game 1. It's like very questionable push here. That's gonna be a gank on the bot lane here. Udyr's gonna get the first kill, which is huge for GG. Very questionable spot to be standing from Calvin the Condor. I will admit, but I appreciate the effort.
Always appreciate the effort.
It does look like
Always.
in the top lane
This
here.
is
It looks
looking
like
good
that.
for Team SM because that early kill from the Udyr gives him the lead that he needs to get pretty fed in this game.
Absolutely, a fed Udyr is a happy Udyr. I like to say. You know, lets him do his signature run stun job
This
done.
looks like it could be another kill, but the Morgana does flash out, saving her.
Morgana just managed to get away. Looks like something going on in the bot lane as Alistar goes in. Looks like it might be another kill for the bot lane. As he just gets slowed to oblivion. The kill does get taken by the Alistar though, so overall just not the worst situation for SM. They're gonna get some early damage on that plate. Ah, little cheeky taunting from GG here. All right, I like it. So it looks like they're not actually. Looks like they're not actually focusing on vision as much in this game anymore. GG seems to be more focused on just getting a lead.
Definitely. Seems like both teams are currently ignoring the dragon that is up right now.
Indeed. Cho'Gath is gonna get a solid demolish hit onto that tower. Gonna knock it down a good bit. Hit him with the hats off and just walk away. Unscathed.
And that Lux does seem to be struggling a little bit because the lack of mana.
Indeed.
It's really making it hard for her to push out the Cho'Gath.
She's focusing a lot on poking, and I think that's a big downfall for her, is that if she doesn't just focus on poke and just focuses on farm, then Cho'Gath just gets bigger and then it just gets harder for her. But if she pokes too much, then she just can't farm as well.
And that Cho is level 6, so he will start to get his stacks.
Absolutely, he's starting to get bigger. Looks like GG's just gonna start going for that first dragon, and there's no one to contest that. So that looks like it's gonna be first dragon again given over to GG. As SM mid laner just starts to get an idea, heads down for a little bit, but it ultimately results in nothing as GG just does secure the first dragon. As they begin to have that lead. The real question is, can they snowball off of this? Looks like Udyr is looking for something in the mid lane against Benja, but Benja does hold back. Looks like he knows that there's something here. And nothing comes of that.
Looks like the Udyr is rotating to bot lane. Let's see if Team SM's bot lane will be able
Especially
to
through the
avoid
pixel
this
brushes.
game.
They do have vision on him, so they do see him. Now, the question is, can they get out of this? So real quick, he gets a solid root on them, getting them some good aggro. Skarner's here. He's gonna stun the Ashe. Ashe is gonna heal Flash. As they're just continuing the push, but they can't continue anymore. They get what they do. Ooh, and that's gonna be a kill. Scott Frost here in the mid lane.
Damn,
Had that root landed, that would have been a very solid kill for SM. It looks like GG continues with
Udyr
that.
is invading Team SM's red dragon.
It is in fact just stealing the Raptors from Skarner here. And he is 6, so that does. Well, it is Udyr, so I guess it's difficult. I forgot that he does in fact not just have his ultimate at the start.
True.
Look at him, Naruto running down there. Look at him go.
Looks like another 3-man gank on
like
the bot lane.
They're trying to keep vision to a low here for the bot lane. It does seem like they're trying to bait something out, and they might get it here on Calvin the Condor.
Oh no! Jonah!
As they go in, that's just secure kills. Josiah pops ult and manages to get out with a flash and an ult, but that is another kill for GG.
Another kill on Calvin the Condor from Team GG.
Could have been worse. Could have been worse.
Definitely could have been worse. The Xayah did escape.
She
using
did
flash
escape.
and ult.
That did escape. However, just with the loss of some very important cooldowns, Xayah ult is kind of. It doesn't have the longest cooldown, but it is a very important Xayah.
Definitely.
It's like Alistar is roaming to the mid lane, trying to catch the Morgana with something. Will she be able to spell shield it? She will not. But she does get a good root on the Alistar, which
Under
does
the
result
tower.
in a kill. That was a solid root, which gives them a positive turn there.
It looks like Skarner is going
Looks
for
like
the
Skarner's
gank
coming
on
in for the
Oriana.
gank here. He is sick, so he might be able to do something, but Ori does back out. Pops a ward here. It starts to just secure vision. Nothing more comes of it.
And this does look like it's going to be hard for Team SM, falling behind with the 2-5 kills.
Absolutely. This is
They're
this
also
is, in
behind
fact,
a
starting to
good
look difficult
1,000 volts.
for. This is starting to look difficult for SM, but it does look like SM. He does want to play these objectives a little more as Powder Beans starts to get that Herald. Udyr just securing that red buff. Teleport coming in for the Cho'Gath. Looks like Udyr is largely ignoring it. As Cho'Gath just gets some solid damage onto the Lux here. I feel like Swain alone in the bot lane. In normal circumstances, I think it would be fine if he had his 6, but he's still not 6.
This
Get a
is
solid root on
dangerous
him.
for the Cho'Gath. That forces Luxel out, and Udyr is ready to follow up.
He's ready to just come in and secure it. Skarner is behind and does pull the Udyr away. However, this Cho'Gath starts to move away. This is
Skarner is
going
able to
to
save
lead to
their
nothing.
Cho'Gath from the Udyr.
Ash Arrow
Ash
coming
Arrow.
up. Is gonna hit him. And it hits him!
Skarner recall,
Snipe all the way in the top lane.
Nice.
which doesn't do anything else but just tick them off.
It does in fact make them annoying. And you know, it's psychological warfare sometimes. Sometimes it's just about
It
that.
definitely is.
Sometimes just about making your opponent know that you can do something.
Here comes the
Sometimes that's all the difference.
Absolutely. It's like Lux doesn't get a plate here. She gets good damage, not a plate. As next dragon is coming up here in 13, it looks like GG really wants to secure it. As Udyr is coming in for another, just sweeping around, trying to see if they can find some wards. Skarner seems just clearing his Krugs. I don't
And
know
he doesn't.
if they have
doesn't
enough
like
cryo
to
to get here. I don't
Preparing
think that
for
they'll be able to rotate here quick enough to secure this. Now the Lux is back at base and is spending a significant amount of time just kind of thinking.
Skarner is going
Skarner
in
is
for
coming
on
in
the bot.
and is going to force out the Udyr. Move away from it. Udyr's going to flash in. Skarner's going to grab the Udyr, pull him out, but the Udyr is going to have to just run away as nothing comes
Along
out of
with
it.
the Dio, both teams just back away, nothing comes out of it.
Nothing comes
Oriana
out of it.
is
However, they
rotating
do
top lane.
have vision. Alistar goes in with the flash stun. Holy moly! Goes in with the flash EW. What a solid play from GG.
And that's dragon secured for them.
That is second dragon for GG. Gotta say that was an exceptional play. I think no one on SM could have seen that coming. Especially they had no idea they had vision there. What a tremendous play. Oh yeah, I could do a little silly thing. And here, you know, we can see a replay here of when he just that moment when he just decides to just like flash in, and that was a big turning point for them. It was just that moment that just gave it to him.
That followed up with the Oriana arc really just gave him no chance.
Absolutely. This looks like the Udyr is just gonna casually just steal the red buff away from his cards. No harm, no foul. Udyr is in fact 3-0, and 3 mythics on the side of GG and none on the side of SM. This is a tough one. Looks like they're collapsing onto SM. Skarner is gonna have to flash out, but it ultimately will not be enough as he does go down as Udyr just kind of does that. He just kind of walks at his enemies and they just kind of die.
Especially the combo of Udyr and Alistar.
Absolutely.
So
Udyr
much
Alistar is a
deep.
very powerful combo. Morgana can't do much to just push him off this tower. All Morgana can do here is just watch and weep. Looks like something's going on in the top lane. Does he get it? He does! Gets the stack, and he lives! Cho'Gath coming out with a net positive.
And that's a good solo kill from the Cho'Gath onto the Lux.
Absolutely. Udyr is coming in, trying to avenge his hero. Another Ash hero comes in, misses just barely. As SM says, no, 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 not letting you do that again. This game is, it is winnable, I must say. It is winnable. SM could absolutely come in with a solid team fight. It is just, they can't get caught anymore.
Oh, definitely. It will be very hard for them to catch up from this lead that they lost.
Absolutely, it would be very difficult. But if they do manage to catch up, it will be a very very hard fought one. I'll say it would be very hard fought. It's nothing, as both teams seem to just be focusing on keeping that lead or trying to recover from the lead. As Morgana tries to predict something, and Ori's just gonna run her down. Flash ult coming off from the Ori couldn't result in Morg forced to flash. Swain,
And it
I
does
almost
seem
forgot
like
his
bot
name.
lane is getting poked out.
It is in fact
It's
getting
very
poked
hard
out.
for them to engage.
It's very difficult because Swain just doesn't have as much sustain as Alistar. Alistar's passive just kind of keeps them alive. It's very difficult for him to really do much here. It looks like the Ori mid is still continuing to just apply some heavy pressure to. Oh,
That's a
something
tower dive.
happened
on
in the
Swain,
bot lane.
Getting the kill.
Do it again. I wasn't looking. We'll have to see in the replay here as Xayah doesn't manage to get the root. And another kill just goes off here in the mid lane on the Ori and the Morg. Looks like it was more of a trade there in the mid lane.
Certainly. The Ignite helped out the Morgana there.
Absolutely. And that'll be another tower for GG as Udyr starts to just run up top. Cho'Gath knows that he's coming and starts to move away as they realize that they do have vision on the Udyr. It really seems like the top lane has just really been keeping their way, although they just haven't been able to do much.
Certainly. It's mainly been a farm game.
Absolutely.
Although the Cho'Gath did get that one kill on the Lux.
Absolutely.
Which
Looks
does
like
could be
Udyr is going for that second Herald here. And there's just no way for SM to contest this. They just don't have any prio anywhere. Down by 8. It's a tough one. It's definitely a tough match for them.
Certainly. It does look like the Udyr is taking Herald.
Yep, it's going to be a uncontested Herald. Now, this is more than likely just going to be thrown up top as they just want to secure every just tier 1, just have everything got. It's like Ori's just gonna poke her out. That Liandry's putting a lot of work. Alistar coming in with the flash EW again. Xayah gonna get a cleanse, but ultimately this will not result in enough. Gonna get teleport in from the Lux. But there's just too much damage on the side of GG and they are not able to keep up. As the Alistar EW combo goes in.
And this does look like the third dragon is going to go to Team GG.
Third dragon just goes down to Team GG. As it looks, can Morgana, and Morgana gets the solo kill, but Udyr does pop flash chem tank. Run, stun, job done. The only trade-off here is the top lane did manage to get that tier 1. That is 1 tower on the side of SM. Although that is to the difference of 10 kills and 3 dragons. Looks like they're looking for a dive here in the bot lane. They're trying to get something done here. So they get vision on the Udyr.
Spotted.
Udyr drops the Herald. That more than likely will be tier 2 tower for the bot lane. As they have no way of stopping this. Down it goes. They have to back out here. If they don't back out, then Alistar's just gonna hit him with that combo. Skarner's gonna grab the Lux here, pull him over towards the
Lux.
and nothing much is gonna happen. Lux flashes out. They're just trying to secure that. Cho'Gath does get a chomp on him, eats his delicious snack, and gets just a bit bigger. As bot lane does in fact lose their T2. Nothing much out of that.
Although
Herald
it
does get another charge on the T3.
It does seem like SM's jungler does seem to be ignoring their bot lane. They're
Indeed,
mainly
yes.
trying to go for the kills on the Lux top.
Indeed. They do need to... It looks like they are forced to play this passively, where they just have to try and farm up kills or farm up that weak link on the team, which in this case would be their top lane, as everyone else just deals way too much damage, and it's overall just an incredibly difficult situation for them to make use of here.
Looks like
Cho'Gath is level 13
getting
though.
three-man ranked, but does run away. Looks like the bot lane of Ashe
Bot lane
Alistar
looks to be
is
trying to
chasing-
do something here on the top lane. Cho'Gath is incredibly tanky, but that will mean nothing as they just slowly whittle Cho'Gath down. As that'll be a kill for Cho'Gath,
on
as
the
it
house,
is
right
it
in
is
the
an even trade.
Ashe.
It is an even trade. I must say I did not expect Cho'Gath to get that. Alistar is known to be tanky. It does look like they are trying to trade towers, as top lane wants to get that top tower, but they can't as the Skarner comes in and just tries to push them off that tower. Granted, it is difficult, but it looks like bot lane does manage to get T1. And they are diving the Skarner, and that'll be another kill for GG. Kill for a tower.
Scary.
This-
5-0-4.
This Udyr is putting in work, and this Ashe is absolutely just dominating in the game. Had this been a fantasy league, some lucky person would be very happy with that Ashe. Looks like they're very focused on trying to get that T2 from the top lane. Cho'Gath is gonna try to get something here, but Shield Bow is gonna proc. Ashe is gonna heal, and just nothing will come out of it. As just Cho'Gath just keeps getting poked out, and nothing can come of it. As Udyr just does the classic, just walks up at him, slowly but surely kills him. Basically like an Amumu, except it's not an orphan. Alistar goes in. Ori ult comes off, Lux ult comes off, gets solid damage. Zaya's gonna ult, gonna get stunned. Pull back her arrows, get a massive team root.
Not looking good.
But that is just gonna be,
That was a good fight for Team GG getting kills.
that was
On
absolutely a good fight for Team GG. And SM did have some, I must say, that was a very good team root from the Xayah. However, there just wasn't anything to follow up on that. Had that been a lot, and had they had enough damage, had they been even, that would have been a very easy turnaround for SM.
And they do manage to take the top inhibitor.
They take top and hit and back off, knowing that they cannot end yet.
It does look like Team GG is going to set up for Dragon. Team SM is also heading over there.
It's like SM can't really do much, truth be told. SM really just has to wait it out and hope that they make a mistake, because it's very difficult for them to really contest anything, especially with that 7-0 Udyr. He will not die. He refuses to die. It's no longer a choice, it's just he doesn't want to.
It's his sheer will.
They do get to Dragon first. This could be interesting just to see how they get a smite. As the Alistar's gonna go in EW, it's like, ooh, then he's gonna Zanya. On the condo, the Swain is gonna be ulting. He does stay alive for a little bit. Donut does knock down the Swain. Xayah goes down next. And just slowly but surely, everyone else keels over. As the last one remaining is the Morgana. She's just gonna walk away. As the Alistar is just... Damn, Alistar wants blood, this cow. He's hungry. And he wants it. Look at him go.
Although he does get rooted, I don't think he will get this kill.
He will not get the kill. The Morgana will not give them the satisfaction of getting an ace. Team GG does rotate up to the Baron, which is a very, very smart play, and with that, it's like Alistar is still chasing
This
the
kill.
Morgana, as that will be a kill. However, one kill for the Baron.
GG does get Baron.
GG does in fact get Baron. Just as easily recalls and resets.
This is looking like it's going to be very, very tough for Team SM because they are behind on 17 kills
This
and
is-
10,000 gold.
This is absolutely just. This is not looking good for SM at all.
It's 1 in a million at this point.
I think
But
There's
I
always a
mean-
chance. You never know.
there is always a chance. Mistakes can be made, and they do still have a weak link. Lux is still at 117 farm, 2-2. There is always that weak link. However, the Lux is just constantly passive farming, so she tends to just stick in the back. Udyr is just gonna walk into their jungle, and not really care. They know that Xayah is there, and they're just, they're just kind of minding their own business.
Yeah,
They know that they can afford that. It looks like
That's actually
Ash Arrow is gonna go down. Morgana ult gonna pop. She's gonna throw her Zanya's out. She's gonna manage to root the Udyr. They're just gonna get caught and killed,
not enough.
stunned by the Alistar. As they're gonna be forced to back out. Udyr's just gonna walk up to them, throw out a smite,
is actually tower diving.
run up, stun done. As that's gonna be Oriole, pull the smite back in. As Udyr's just gonna walk at the Xayah again
so fast.
and kill Xayah right. Ooh, does not kill Xayah in the fountain.
Get out.
Does not kill Xayah in the fountain. But that does look like that might be game for GG here. Maybe get some cheeky taunts here from the Alistar. Udyr just continues to run stun job done here. And that looks like it's going to be game for GG. They just does seem like they just wanna get a little more blood before finishing the game. As EW is gonna come off from the Alistar, come onto the Xayah killer, knock out the
This is
Swain,
certainly a lot of BF. They are avoiding the Nexus, just trying to
and
kill
and there it
Seeing
is.
a lot of cowardice right now. Udyr braves it.
That will be game for GG, as they have pulled through and gotten the victory in the tournament.
Honestly, GG for GG there.
GG for GG, yes.
them. It's almost like they predicted the future of the winning.
Indeed, indeed. Let's go hear what they have to say here.
That's all good though.
All right, congratulations! You won the tournament.
Yay!
That was fun.
It's fun.
So I gotta ask, what was in your opinion just your strongest point? What gave you guys the just lead and just what let you guys win everything? What was your win con here?
Vision and dragon control.
Vision, dragon
Style.
control.
Our
Style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
support.
Our support.
Archery.
He got MVP.
I see.
I don't know if you guys got
MVP
MVP.
for the broadcast.
We already gave MVP
the
to
donut.
Kyle.
I gotta say that second game, that Alistar, you were pulling off some pretty nutty stuff. I will say you had us casters in shock sometimes.
Was it the 1v1 versus Morg at the bottom?
You clutched that out. It was just it was insane.
I was shocked by that play.
Yeah, same.
Kind of impressed, honestly.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. You've each gotten a 1350 skin of your choice,
Yay!
Wow.
and it's been a pleasure to host it and to watch all of you play.
It was fun playing. Thanks, Stucky.
Thanks for inviting us.
Stucky.